Hey Scorpio, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. I hope that you're doing well today. I don't know where that came from, but these are general readings, so take what works, leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. And if I don't find your storyline or wavelength on this reading, check your other major placements. Major placements are Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We're going to start off with this Oracle deck for an intuitive vibe of where we're going, and then I've started using this week, possibly this week only, because I'm not quite sure how I'm feeling about it. We're using the Muse Tarot, which you might be familiar with, pretty common deck. Got it a long time ago and didn't connect with it. I was just very disappointed. And then this week it said, pick me. So I did. And then I had a lot of really great personal readings with it. So I'm using it. It's got some glitches for me as far as like renaming all the suits, and it also has difficulty keeping all the cards all in one direction. So there's some challenges for sure, but those challenges actually can provide an opening for more intuitive readings. So we'll try for that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. All right, what do we have here? Be bold and make the first move, Cardinal Moon. So making a brave, bold move, not unplanned. This doesn't have to be rash or brash or unplanned. It's just, it might be time to take a step towards something that you want. You may have planned it out quite a bit actually, but you are being bold and making a first move. And then Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It is happening. So you are, you're being bold, you're making the first move, and you're creating towards something that you want, something that you've been dreaming of. And then we have Warrior Woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? So this is having a lot of inner clarity, knowing what you want. Knowing what you want doesn't have to be, and in fact, it's better if it's not like specific things. I think it's better if you're more like, I would like something more general. Like I would like honest communication and honest relationships, or something like that, or a healthy relationship, and then let it come in however the universe can figure out how to get that to you. So, but this is about you being clear though on what you want, making sure that you're very clear on what your goals are, what you want, what's calling to you, and then taking steps towards it. You know, I think you do know what you want. I just don't think you've made the steps towards it yet. Have you answered your deepest calling? Well, first step, have you heard your deepest calling? Second step, have you answered it? And this is saying that it wants you to answer it. It wants you to make a move towards this thing that you've been dreaming of. You know what you want, so make the move. All right, and then we're going to move on to the Muse Tarot, the confusing but yet beautiful Mercurial, I'm going to say, Mercurial in its message giving to me. Deck here. All right, Scorpio, this is your past, your present, your inner landscape. What's at issue? Your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. Okay, in your recent past, lots of changes. Lots of changes. We have the World card. We have the world shifting and changing, you shifting and changing within it. A lot of changes that you can't see, a lot of changes that you can see. There's a lot of flow. There is definitely a ripple effect going on here. Maybe one or two small things happened, but the impact on your world are going to be huge. I feel like in your recent past, this just dropped in these. My phone did that thing. So this is just about the world, the cosmos, things changing. There's a lot of movement here. You're right in the middle of it, right in the middle of this movement. Things closing, things beginning, seasons changing. So that's where you're at. It's seasons of your life have changed somehow here. In your current situation, we have a Muse of Voices. So this is going to be our King of Cups. Nope. Nope, it's not. It's going to be our King of Swords. Voices, to me, voices is like singing and talking, and that's Cups, the sharing of the emotions. But here, voices are the ideas, the conversations, the communications. So yes, so this is going to be equivalent to our King of Swords. So this is a lot of having ideas, having clarity of purpose, seeing where you're going. A lot of communication here. This is a master of communication and an agility of communication, able to communicate in a couple different ways, in a couple different realms, with a couple different styles. But there's some clarity coming in from the confusion here. There's some fairness, some balance and ability. The kings are thinking about, communicating on behalf of the whole community, not just themselves. There is a time for the queen energy, which is more inner focus, but this is an outer focus. And there's also a sense of being able to balance several elements, bring several things together, balance mercy with truth and that kind of thing, like bringing in some grace with the justice. But there is some sort of manifestation or emerging from some murky darkness. I'm reminded of Helen Keller and how she talked about learning language, and how before she learned language and before she learned how to talk, it was just a murky darkness. And it's almost like the thoughts were part of communicating was part of, it gave her the ability to organize thoughts so that things weren't just this big dark mumble in there. But so then the ability to communicate and to form the words actually preceded her ability to sort of think more linearly. So anyway, so something's coming into focus. It's like the words are going to be there. It is like a manifestation of communication. Like it is that journey from intent, vague feeling, and then figuring out, and then out pop the words and the ability to communicate very clearly the original idea, the original intent. So there's somebody here, this could be you, this could be someone around you, who is embodying more this sense of being able to synthesize ideas and bring them forward in a clear communication. It's a blessing really to be able to do that and to help other people do that, take some sort of amorphous sensation and bring it into clear communication. So there's someone here that is a master of communication or is looking to communicate something very clearly. What's in your inner landscape? This 9 of inspiration. So this is going to be our 9 of wands. I got that one. So this is the wounded warrior, of course. Typically, we have the 9 of wands. We've been through a lot. There's been a lot of difficulty, a long, long journey. But we've crossed some sort of threshold here, and we have almost arrived. We're looking clearly at our destination. Oh, look, it's happening. Lemuria, it's happening. We're looking at this. We can see it now. Right? We can see we've come to the end of a very difficult journey. There might be a sense of creativity. Well, the inspiration, the wands are about creativity, but I'm also seeing this like sacral chakral work on creativity. So you may be worried about the journey having been too long, but you show up here very beautifully. So something about your creativity, your vision coming true and you standing on the threshold of it, that's really on your mind, this sort of threshold moment of arrival. It's not just arrival, but it's the end of a long journey. And this is bringing in that world cosmos sensation that I have of a season change. And you're right on some sort of threshold. Some long, very difficult journey is coming to an end. There is a sense of arrival. It does have to do with some sort of intuitive vibe or some sort of creative thing. And this is your hope. Your hope is that you're at the end, but your fear is also that you're at the end. This threshold of standing on this world, of this world thing, world card, sort of major changes. It's very difficult. It's very, you know, it's such a big change. So that's definitely has you a little concerned, a little hopeful, but you've already crossed some sort of threshold here. There's not much further to go. This is a card of pretty much arriving at a place after a very long, difficult journey. So that's what you're thinking about. You could be a little bit worried about that, a little bit excited about it, but it's definitely weighing on your heart. And then we also have this Eight of Voices, another beautiful card here. It comes in reverse. The situation is you waking up to your own power, waking up from a sense of powerlessness, a sense of not having been able to do something, self-entrapment, where we tell ourselves, I cannot, I cannot, I cannot. You've changed the mantra. You are changing the mantra. You can, you can, you can. Perhaps that's the threshold you're standing on. Is this the threshold, the major internal shift of going from I'm helpless, I can't do anything about my situation, to I can do something about my situation. I can make this happen. It's a beautiful card to have in the reverse, actually. So that's giving me a sense that the overall situation that we're talking about here is one actually of waking up to your own, what a powerful creature you have. You have arrived. You've come to this end of this long, difficult journey. You are tired, you are wounded, but you're coming in. Nevertheless, you're still coming in very beautiful. You're still coming in this flow, and you're waking up from some sort of self-imposed imprisonment, self-imposed exile, some sort of situation where it wasn't, where you had decided that you couldn't act. You had decided subconsciously, probably consciously, you really felt like you couldn't act, but subconsciously you had decided that it wasn't your place to say something. It wasn't your place to do something. And now you're coming into this be bold and make the first move energy, where it really is your place to say something. You really are that powerful, right? And so you're coming out of this sense of powerlessness into a sense of power and ownership. And maybe even you're the king here, or the muse of voices, bringing in your own clarity, bringing in your own clear communication. You can speak, and you can speak this into existence, and you just didn't feel like you could, but you're coming out of that. In your environment, we have this Five of Voices. So this is really difficult choices. There may be an olive branch being offered. There may be really difficult decisions at hand here. You're going to need to go maybe into some darker places, darker options, looking, in order to make this, there might be a choice or a decision here between two kind of crappy options. Neither one of them are looking great. There's not really a super good middle path here. You're going to have to land on one side or the other. And you may have to go into some sort of, the situation itself is asking you to have to look really deeply within about your priorities and what you want here. You might have to make some difficult decisions about what you really want. And the situation just has that as just an element in it. It's just the way that situation always presents. So, just know that you're not alone in that. Life is pretty much defined as a bunch of shitty choices. Not defined, but it's pretty chronic. Life puts us in really difficult situations over and over again, asking us over and over again who we really are, what our deepest calling is. And that's really what the Five of Voices is all about, is that there's something going on here that's really asking you to delve very deeply internally and come up with who you really are, your deepest calling, your deepest sense of who you really are, because it's going to just be the hair's breadth difference between which way you decide to go here. Who are you really? Are you this or are you that? Difficult choices, basically, is what we're talking about, and going on in your environment. So, and then we have Ace of Materials here, your to-do list. Ace of Materials. This is beginning something in reality. The first steps. This is planting the seed. The seed is being planted. We have a vision of where we want to go, but this is the intention. Beginning something, I believe this is part of being bold and make the first move. Beginning something in reality that is going to, it's not just manifesting something, but it's, the thing itself is just very real and very tangible. So it is planting the seed, planting that seed, that intention, that original intention. That's your job, is to set an intention very clearly about what you want in your life, what you want your one a part of aspect of your life to work with. This could be like starting a new job. This could be starting a new degree program. This could be starting any kind of new relationship, moving, or just starting to want to move. But it isn't that big, bold, and make the first move. Pure intention, the beginning of some sort of journey in the physical world. Some sort, not journey, but some sort of pathway or some sort of cycle or some sort of manifestation process in the physical world, and bringing that in and getting that initial inspiration to do something that changes your life. So that's what you're bringing in. That's your to-do list, is to start something. Start something in reality. It's not just an emotional journey. It's not just something in your psyche here. It starts something in reality. Maybe it's this thing that you haven't felt that you could start, and now you're really seeing that you can have some say. You can have some power here to start something and to begin something. Where you're going, a possible outcome is 7 of emotions. A little bit overwhelming. A lot of options, a lot of things to pick from. Well, you've got some shitty options here, but it looks like you're this Ace of Materials energy. You start going towards this 7 of emotions, this 7 of Cups energy, which is overwhelming, trying to make a decision, trying to pick what's best for you. And I think this is why we're asking you, have you answered your deepest calling? So there could be some options coming towards you that might be difficult to choose between, more options. Yeah. You start off with this Ace of Materials. And maybe you've come to this end of this long journey of waking up from your own powerlessness. And now that you see how much say you do have, how much stuff you can start, maybe it's a little bit overwhelming and to pick about what you really want to start. And there could just be a lot pulling at your attention coming in here, a lot of distractions, a lot of things that maybe confuse you emotionally. You may be feeling a little emotionally confused here, especially if you're going to have this 5 of Voices in your environment. That's not going to be bringing in a lot of clarity. I mean, I love that we have the Muse of Voices here coming in with some clarity and some ability to synthesize a couple different things, but with the 7 of Emotions, there could be some confusion or some too many options coming in for you. But you're going to want to, but it's positive. I feel like it's positive. Like you're at the end of a difficult situation. And it is shifting and changing. There might be, but there are like 2 cards here of having to make a choice. One is talking about having to make an extremely difficult choice, or at least just needing to be in touch with your values so that you can make decisions, or something in your environment that's talking about, that's asking you to really delve deep so that you can make decisions. And then there's more decisions ahead too. Or more emotional decisions. So, anyway, did I show you that card? There we go. All right, Scorpio, let's see what we have from the Wild Kuan Yin. So, these readings are feeling really different for me. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, they just feel really, really different. All right, what do we have here? Wild Kuan Yin, what do we have for Scorpio? So interesting is the only major arcana you have here is the World Cosmos. If we take a look back, we're just seeing a huge shift in maybe how you do things or how you run your life. A huge shift in your life, a major season change in your life. It could be a little overwhelming. You're going to have more power to start something, more power to accomplish things and make things happen for yourself. All right. Oh, well supported. Well supported as you move forward. All right, Scorpio, let's see what we have here. Be guided now. Allow yourself to be guided. The guide cannot take the steps for you. That is your job, but the guide can show you the way. It's up to you. If you choose to take it, great. We have 2 choices options here, and then this. It's up to you if you choose to take it, whether you tread carefully, dance, or run along that sacred pathway towards the loving arms of the Holy Mother. She is always there to help you. So choices, again, choosing how you want to travel this path, how you want to move going forward. What resonates the most with you and how you move going forward. All right, Scorpio, I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you so much for your likes and your subscribes and your comments. I very much appreciate them.